All right, for today's briefing, we are diving deep into something brand new, a trillion-dollar fortress. I want you to imagine a facility so valuable, so powerful, that the second it came online, it instantly became the #1 target on the planet. Let's break down exactly what this thing is, and more importantly, who's getting paid to protect it. This quote from the source material really just hits the nail on the head. It captures the sheer gravity of what's happening here. We're talking about the birth of a totally new kind of target, one that fuses incredible energy power with unimaginable amounts of data. And with that kind of value comes immediate and frankly unprecedented danger. So, what is this fortress exactly? The term for it is an energy island. And this is not your average power plant. It's a combination of these massive AI data centers and next-gen small modular reactors, SMRs for short. Think of them as compact, super advanced nuclear reactors, and they allow this entire facility to run completely off the grid. Now, that independence, that's its superpower, but it's also what paints this giant target on its back. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, cyber attacks, right? And yeah, of course, that's a huge piece of the puzzle. But for a self-sustaining island like this, a digital attack alone just isn't enough to knock it out. To really do damage, you have to get physical. So for this explainer, we're zeroing in on the companies that are building the actual walls. And that, right there, is the crucial point. You can't just hack an energy island to shut it down. It's designed from the ground up to be resilient against that. To truly take it offline, you have to physically get inside. This completely changes the entire security game, and it's creating this massive new demand for next-generation physical security. Okay, so every good fortress, right? It needs a command center. It needs a central intelligence that can see and process every single threat. But in the case of the energy island, this isn't some group of guys in a dark room staring at monitors. We're talking about a sovereign AI. And who is that brain? Well, it's Palantir. The source material points directly to its artificial intelligence platform, or AIP, as being the ultimate commander. It's the sovereign brain of the entire operation, sniffing out all the subtle cyber threats and acting as the central nervous system for every single defensive action. But here's the catch, right? A brain, no matter how brilliant, can't fight a battle by itself. A commander needs an army. An AI, as powerful as it is, can't physically stop an intruder. It needs eyes to see what's happening, a nervous system to send commands, and hands, actual hands, to act in the real world. So let's start building out that army. First up, the brain needs to see. It needs eyes in the sky. This is the fortress's perimeter defense, its first and maybe most vital line of surveillance. And the company here might surprise you. It's Axon. And listen, forget everything you think you know about Axon just being a taser company. That's old news. They are now a major player in autonomous drone security. Their systems are patrolling these massive facilities 24/7, using thermal imaging to spot threats a human guard would completely miss, and feeding all of that data in real time right back to the Palantir brain. Yeah, this quote just says it all. Axon isn't just making tools anymore. They're literally building the autonomous physical front lines for the world's most valuable new assets. And that is exactly why, according to the source, their order book is just exploding right now. Okay, so we've got a brain and we've got eyes, but how do they talk to each other? Especially during an attack, when someone's probably trying to jam communications. You need a nervous system, and one that can't be broken. And that's where Motorola Solutions steps onto the scene. Their Avigilon AI video platform. This thing isn't just a security camera. It's actively analyzing everything it sees. It can literally flag a potential threat just by the way a person is walking. But maybe even more important is their mission-critical private networks. This is the key. This ensures the fortress's nervous system stays online even if the entire outside world goes dark. So think about it this way. If the drones are the eyes and Palantir is the brain, then Motorola provides that unbreakable nervous system connecting it all. In a real crisis, that connection is everything. An attacker's very first move would be to try and cut communications. And Motorola's whole job is to make that physically impossible. Okay. So the perimeter is locked down. The comms are secure. But what about the heart of the whole operation? The SMR control room itself. This needs the final, most absolute, bulletproof layer of defense you can imagine. And for that, you bring in Honeywell. They are the ultimate gatekeeper. We're not talking about a key card or a fingerprint scanner here. No, no. This is the highest level of biometrics imaginable. We're talking about simultaneous iris and vein recognition. There is simply no way to fool this system. Yeah, that final gate analogy is just perfect. Honeywell isn't just another vendor in the chain. They're the last line of defense, the one thing standing between an intruder and the very heart of the island. That makes them absolutely non-negotiably critical to this whole ecosystem. All right, so let's zoom out and look at the big picture. When you put all these different pieces together, you start to see a clear blueprint emerge. A formula, really, for building the perfect modern-day fortress. It's a formula. You start with the heart, the SMR and the data center. Then you give it a brain. That's Palantir. And finally, you build the walls. You've got the eyes in the sky from Axon, the unbreakable nervous system from Motorola, and that final gate from Honeywell. And boom, you have what the source material calls the perfect fortress. And really, this all boils down to one simple but really powerful idea. The logic is crystal clear. As these new, incredibly valuable assets like energy islands get built, the companies that are trusted with protecting them are positioned to capture an enormous amount of value themselves. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. As we race towards 2026 into this new world of sovereign AI and independent energy grids, the question isn't just about who builds these new fortresses. The real question is, who gets paid to protect them? The answer to that could define the next decade of security.